see what's going on right there. So let's get these way over here. Well, can't scoot them way over, but that'll be better. That's much better location than right there. Be cautious mounting these. And I left enough room for the data plate to be seen still. All right, we're back, and as you can see, we got more toys on the roof. Okay, on these receivers, you have a king valve. You have a service port, you can hook your gauges on, you have a valve stem, and with it hooked up, we show 0 PSI. That's because when this valve is back seated all the way out, this stem is closed off from everything. You can take a service tool, and you can run that in, and just cracking it open is enough to let this access what's inside the line. If we run this all the way down, that closes off this from being able to read anything in the line. So everything you're reading now is inside the receiver, back inside the condenser coil. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to lock down this suction valve. And yes, I want to cheat and use my new little method that one of you guys on TikTok said in the comments. Beautiful. Do that final bit of snug with the service wrench. Again, use with caution. So we're going to recover from the receiver and the condenser coil, go through the manifold, go through the recovery machine, and then into our clean recovery tank. We'll only have to pull a vacuum from the receiver and the condenser coil section. Well, we're getting there. Since we know there's a leak, I'm not going to let that get into a vacuum. I don't think I need to explain why. We want to come off. Alright, so I'm going to lock it down here now. I'm going to check it here with this. Alright, so now I'm going to open this back up because I'm going to need to get the refrigerant out of here so I can change my dryer. Having a brain fart. We're down to 1.7, 1.5 PSI, that'll be good. We took the Schrader out of that service valve there so we don't have any buildup. Alright, we'll get us a little bit of nitrogen here. Purge a little bit of nitrogen. And I'm going to go ahead and take this top off to get the other one out. Alright, those are never the prettiest, but it's not leaking there anymore. Those have two little pins that just stick down through there, which is what we popped it up because we want to be able to pull this away, and with those down in the hole, we could not do that. So we're replacing this with one of these. This service port actually gives you access to this one. When you lock this down, it shuts that off, but that service port still has access back to the compressor. So we're going to install this one so that this service port is on the compressor side. This one is just a handy little quarter turn to be on or off. We want to take that Schrader out of there. So that's already pretty much the right length. This comes with some mounting hardware. Pump it up with nitrogen here. I pressurized this in at the new valve, so I'm going to let it out here. Put our Schrader valve in here. We'll kick her on. While it's pulling down, we'll go ahead and tidy some of this up. That is quite the freaking mess. Alright, that's close enough. Open this one up first. just going to use this one to go most of the way. And crank it the rest of the way. Perfect. It's pretty obvious this compressor got changed, and it was not an OEM. Somebody's added a 90 here, but that's raised this up, which is now got this off the ground. No biggie. Now this king valve, never take your gauge off while you have that king valve open. You'll want to completely backseat it, back it all the way out. That will lock this off from the entire line. Then you can remove your line. Otherwise, those don't have shraders. It's just going to spray out everything. Alright, let's see if we got everything out of the way. I don't like how that fan's that close. I'm going to go ahead and take this off. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to secure my valve. That ain't going anywhere. So this is a ball valve. The hole that goes all the way through the ball valve is oriented with this little stem. So when you turn this a quarter of a turn this way, now the hole in the ball valve will be this way, and the ball will be blocking each side of that. I should have showed you that before I put it on there, but I have another one in the van. I'll show you in a minute. Alright, we're adding refrigerant back in here. Same thing, we're going to sweep the line, but we're going to use the lowest pressure. Let our suction come back through out here. Let's sweep in the hose. I'm always curious how much refrigerant we recover, so we're going to weigh it back in. Zeroed out there. We're sending it in as liquid. It's 404A. So even though you're using a recovery tank, you still want to do the liquid, and you still want to meter it in. You don't want to just let her fly. We recovered 10.5 pounds if anyone was interested. So if I'm roping a bunch of stuff down by myself, a lot of you said get a hook, and I may do that. But I'll take and I'll have one end secured to something, as you can see right there, and then I'll take and I'll just lower it down. See it going down there. I'll just lower it down. You gotta have a rope that is long enough, obviously, to double up. And then I'll toss this rope that way, and then pull it through back up to me. And I'll repeat that with everything that has a handle that the rope can slide easily on. Bring the rope closer or farther to not lay stuff right on top of other stuff you've already lowered down. Alright, here's that other ball valve I promised you. So as I turn this, that's going to close off and then open back up. It's just a little ball in there, and that ball has a hole through it, and we're turning that hole this way or this way. So the hole will go back and forth this way, or to go this way where you see straight through it now. There's really nothing more to say than that sucked. It's way past time to go home. So let's go home. We'll see you later.